Okay, call meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Don't put your hand up. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. Angie.
Present.
Gene. Here. Ron.
Here.
Mark.
Here.
Myself. We're all here. Confirmation of a quorum. I'd like a motion and a second to approve the regular board meeting of 9/8.
I move.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
I don't think we were approving
We're approving the minutes.
The minutes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
approved the minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
it, but it wasn't 9/8, it was 8/9.
8/9. Oh, just like she said.
Every 2 years you're supposed to get a new chairman.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay, board member report. Mark.
I'll have nothing.
Ron? Gene? Go ahead with your...
Just looking at the books here, I see nothing really unusual. We had some more expenses this month than we've had in the past. We've bought some additional supplies. We're getting the shed fixed up.
It's getting there.
Good thing, so that's costing us some money.
Yeah, but in the long run, that's gonna be worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much worth it.
Money well invested.
Do you think we should put a split unit in it, air conditioning?
I wouldn't favor that myself, no.
No.
think
No,
it's a waste of time.
I don't think
Because you'd
so.
have to severely insulate it first.
Oh, yeah, it's not
That's why we
insulated.
talked about that. It's
Yeah.
not insulated.
It's not insulated.
I was under the impression it
And
was
that's,
insulated.
if you don't insulate it, you might as well just set it out in the yard and let it run.
Yeah, the amount of time you go, that you're actually inside there isn't gonna be all that
I was
great.
thinking about the plastic they keep in there. Do they keep much packs?
As long as you
or-
keep it out of the sun, it'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the heat's okay, but it's the sun that
One
gets...
thing we should do is get one of those big evaporative coolers.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We
Or
could
like
put
the one we
it,
have in our garage?
well, yeah, but a one, well, a permanent one.
Yeah.
We'll mount it,
Kinda
not
like
not
that,
like
yeah.
mine in the garage, but, yeah. Yeah, we could do that. They're cheap.
Put a big one on the back wall, so you could bet $800.
Yeah, yeah. But, yeah, okay, that, we could talk about that. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, okay. Angie, you got anything?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Water loss,
Oh, yeah.
41%.
We're right, still the same.
Yeah, right in the ballpark. so-
Yeah, okay. The only thing I have to say
Oh,
is...
just a minute, I think.
I'm sorry.
Kathy, did you say, I'm sorry, I don't want to look it up right now, that it cost us more money for water last month than...
Yeah,
than
we
did
used
it-
more water this month, about
Yeah, now that's
$1,000.
interesting because we used more water, well, it did go up 1%. So usually when we go up, we buy more water than the percentage goes
The
up.
percentage goes up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it didn't go up very much, so
Yeah.
that could be. Okay.
Okay. The only thing I've got to say, and Kathy probably gonna touch on this, Angie and I drove down and looked at the installation of the generator today. They're getting ready to pour, everything's in. I was down there Monday morning, talked to the guy. The generator should be here middle of November.
I didn't get that from him, so
Yeah,
that's news.
so he says,
Yeah,
but we'll see, you know, but they're moving along. So that's all I've got.
Maybe I should say something about our little ride the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask about that too. I have found something on a drawing that I didn't know. Supposedly there's a meter off of 2nd Street that feeds a rancher. It's on the plans from the pipeline.
Chuck and
I mean,
I,
on Old Boulder Highway.
Chuck and I rode the pipeline, and we did discover quite a few things on there. One interesting. There is what Merle and I found last week or so is there is a meter box down there, almost to the dump road, almost to the ledge management. And that was something BLM, according to Ben, BLM required we put that in so the rancher down there could have stock water. But then BLM discovered that BLM was gonna have to pay for the water, and so the meter was never put in.
Yeah.
But we did find quite a few of the air relief valves, which in some ways was surprising where they were and how many there were.
Yeah, there was 6 of them or?
6 or 8.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Even more.
Seemed like we were stopping quite consistently.
Yeah.
We stopped into the office and found the blueprints for that pipeline, and were able to confirm all the places where those were. So that was kind of interesting too.
Mhm.
But anyway, we wrote the pipeline just to make sure that there weren't any leaks or any places where people could be stealing water. We looked real carefully at that, the meter yoke, because there's no lid on the box, and we need to get a lid on that box.
Yeah.
So everything's exposed, and it was all clean in there.
Yeah, it
Which
was.
I thought was kind of strange. I expected some weeds or something, but it was all clean. But it didn't look like anybody had been messing with it.
I don't think it had ever been disturbed.
There's a plastic plug in one of the openings, and I don't know if someone was sealing water, if they would take the plug out and then carefully put it back in or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it didn't, other than being clean, it didn't really show that somebody was messing with it. But
I'll talk to Ben.
I would almost bet nobody's been messing with it.
I think
Lock on it?
no, and and yes, there is a
Yeah,
lock.
there is a lock on it.
There's a lock on the end.
Yeah, there is a lock.
No, I mean,
Okay.
that's,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I looked at I turned the lock up and looked at it, and it was dirty. The keyway was real dirty, just dirt.
It
So
might
I
have
don't
been
think
something that blew off in this
anybody's
last
messed with it.
storm.
no,
The
the lid's
lid?
been off it for a while.
Oh, really? Okay.
And there's a couple other places when that guy, the grader, and he comes along and like a couple of those boxes that kind of go up on the side, you know,
Yeah.
he's like, the lids are tweaked and messed
I
up.
I think there was only one box that we couldn't find, and we figured.
Yeah, I think the graders
Yeah, we
covered
found
it
all
up.
the others.
Yeah,
I
because it was
asked
a burn.
Aaron if he ever, and he goes, oh yeah, I check those all the time. And I'm
Well,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I don't-
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Okay, manager's report.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Critical infrastructure, we've got some discussing to do. Kat sent me an update at the end of last week informing me that per their legal department, they would not be able to adjust our current funding agreement, to pay our contractors, vendors directly. We either need to obtain a new funding agreement to go through the Board of Supervisors for approval, or pay each invoice ourselves and then show proof of payment with a bank statement or canceled check. I've adjusted the agenda to include that in parentheses, that we
We'll
need
talk
to
about that.
discuss how we're going to proceed with that. Generator project, as Chuck mentioned, Sun Solar has been working at our Mineral Park to do the preliminary work involved to hook up the generator. That should be coming in sometime in November or December. He said November. They have informed me that they passed the underground work, the inspection with the county yesterday, and they're scheduled to install the slab tomorrow and Friday. So that's all I have on that. Right of way, there's no new news on that BLM stuff. Policy changes, I'm just awaiting your discussion on the internal policies for tonight. Lead and copper, I don't have anything on the overall lead and copper stuff that's still in the works. It doesn't have to be done until 2024. But we did submit all of the testing that the residents did on the 5 residents. We did get that submitted. I have not gotten results back, but we'll get those up to the residents as soon as they come in. Online billing, we have started receiving comments. Some of it has been positive, some of it has been negative. We've got quite a few positives. I have still not reviewed them yet, but Annie said it's about 50-50 as far as what we've gotten back on our surveys. I'm noticing that a lot of the dissenters are just saying that they're not going to use it. Not that they're not suggesting we shouldn't get it, but that they're not going to use it. But they say that they're against it, but I think that they're just saying they're not gonna use it.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of that. Sometime I'll look
Okay.
at those, just
Yeah.
go through them just out of curiosity.
Yeah. And as Jean had mentioned, the checking account was down, but a lot of that was due to contractor expenses on bullion, purchases of stock materials, and materials needed to upgrade the shed so that we could start putting material shelving and electric line and all that kind of stuff. Our power bills were still a bit high. I did not talk to Ben about that, so I apologize about that. I'm not sure what's going on there and why we're up more, just because it's been hot, but it's been cooling down, so I'm not sure that's 100% it.
And power bill for the office?
No, for Mineral Park and Inline, and they're up.
Well, if we're pumping
overall.
more water now.
Well, yeah, if it's pumps running more,
Yeah, but, yeah. I could look back at the older bills and also see what it was last year. And
Are those pumps are on a timing setup? If I remember right, we need to use them during certain hours to get the cheaper rate?
Yes,
yes.
And are they timed for that?
yes. He has not adjusted that at all. There's been a few times where we've had to turn it off for this reason or that to repair a leak, but no major adjustments have been done to our cycles at all.
Okay.
But, I mean, both facilities are heated and cooled, so that's always gonna be a fluctuation because of that, but it seems
Well, I was just wondering if part of the power outages that we've had here lately, if maybe that could have
Set the timer.
disrupted the clock
Yeah,
and the timer a
yeah.
little bit. You might
I
want
don't-
to check it.
Yeah, maybe.
He didn't say anything about it. He's been pretty good about going out there at about that
Yeah,
time,
okay.
so.
Well, those aren't, they don't reset themselves, like when the timer, when the,
Battery backup.
oh, it does have a battery back, oh.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Doesn't mean battery can't go dead eventually.
Well, yeah,
That's true,
yeah,
yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it should be checked.
yeah. Okay.
And that's all I have.
I had a question about the funding. Didn't you talk to Kat again, and or you talked to somebody in Ryan's office that said it might be a simple thing to change the funding agreement?
No, Kat actually was the one that said she thought it was gonna be a simple thing, but she would reach out to Ryan and ask him, and Ryan said, no, we can't make a change that dramatic, without going through the board of supervisors, so yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, it just needs time, yeah. And
Yeah.
Civil Tech hasn't, they're used to waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna reach out to him tomorrow, depending
Yeah.
on how we move forward, just let him
We're
know
gonna
what's going
discuss that.
on.
We're gonna talk about that very shortly here.
Yeah.
So, okay, you all,
Yep, I'm done.
okay, all right. Okay, old business. Internal policy manual changes, which you have a copy in your package. I see no problem with it. I have no problem with doing what we're making these changes in there. So if anybody got any comment at all on this? Okay, I'd like a motion and a second to approve this.
Can I just say one thing before you guys approve it? That wording includes a new report, and I know that you had some comments on that, so I just want to make sure before we approve it.
Well, are you talking about number 4?
Yeah,
It was my understanding, what we had discussed earlier was that you were concerned about purchase being made with a credit card. And personally, I don't really see a need for number 4.
No, I don't think we need to go through item by item.
well, I mean, I just want to make sure that we're clear on how we change the policy, so if we don't want to have 4 on there,
No, let's.
or we want to
what-
change that wording, then I want to do that
Somebody
now.
give me some comments on this.
I would get rid of it myself. I think it just obligates us to something that's not really necessary.
Well, yeah, you're going through item by item, we brought 2 pencils, or whatever.
I used the credit card on Amazon to buy a new box of paper.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay as long as she's here. You need to remember that she might not always be here.
Yeah,
So that's something that you have to look
Well,
future.
yeah.
I'm
I
okay with
agree.
it or taking it off. I
Yeah.
don't care. I mean,
But let's take it off, and then we'll cross that bridge
You can't, you know,
when we,
it's
when
just,
it ever come to that.
it's just
Yeah.
protection.
Mark, what's your feeling?
I think we could do it either way. I mean, you could, depends how you interpret the read out loud detail and all purchases. You can say, we made $87 worth of purchases on office items this month.
Well, that's all right too. I just don't wanna go item by item
No,
by
I don't blame
item.
you, no.
You know.
That's leaves a little,
Yeah, it's like
room for
what they do.
interpretation.
Yeah,
Chamber
yeah,
of Commerce meeting, I just,
yeah.
we spent this much.
I mean, if we take 4 off, does that mean we have to wait another month to approve
No.
this? Oh, okay, then yeah.
No, we don't have to wait another month to approve this. If we take,
You're discussing what to approve this meeting, so.
Okay,
we'll-
all right.
you will be-
okay, I'd like a motion and a second to approve the purchasing changes 1 through 3, omitting 4.
I motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? So moved. So that's down the tubes. All right. Kathy touched on the vendors using online bill paying process. I think that's just gonna be an ongoing thing until, we'll just keep it on the old business until you get all your questionnaires in.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think we need to, because it's really up to us, but, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to wait and see,
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see a great need for it, but I'd like to see the results of the
Yeah, I think I would
comments
too.
from the
Yeah,
customers.
yeah, let's continue this for, a motion to continue this for 1 month, and then we'll make a decision.
Like,
Comments?
if we sent out one of those with every bill, and if we only got 10 back,
That's correct.
you know, and half of
Yeah.
them said yes, that's 4 people, you know, or
Yeah.
5
The
people.
problem is that they would have to read it.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah, that's true,
Oh.
yeah.
we did staple it to the front of the bill. They
I
have
know.
to remove it.
And
to
I
see
quickly
the
ripped
total.
mine off so that I can find out how much I owed.
All right, let's continue this for 1 month. I have a motion to continue this for 1 month.
I moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
I-
Okay, so passed. Okay, discussion on the critical infrastructure project billing. I'm not gonna say a controversy, but the
Little hiccup.
mix up in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Personally, I think we should go ahead and pursue this so we don't touch the money.
Yeah, we need to have that, we need to
That's
have
my
that changed.
Yeah,
Big
Yeah, we need
thing
to
on
have
this,
that.
I don't wanna touch the money. I don't want you guys touching the
You
money.
don't want it, you don't.
I don't want this office touching the money.
And as far as I'm concerned, all we have to do is tell Kathy to get it changed. And
Yeah, I think so. I think let's just make a motion that we, a motion and a second to go ahead and change this, even if it has to go before the Board of Supervisors.
Yeah.
I don't care.
All they do is rubber
They won't
stamp them
have-
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't care.
Motion.
yeah, all right, a motion and a second.
Second.
You moved.
Yeah,
Ron moved.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Critical infrastructure project, the generator, or generator
Just a
project.
minute. What progress has been made on this? You know, do we know where the engineering company is?
Go ahead, she does.
They've submitted they finished drawings and surveys, you know, the topos and everything, and they've submitted them to the ADEQ, or
Oh,
yeah. And they're waiting for their stamp saying,
Do we get a
okay,
copy of that?
Yeah, do we have a
we
copy?
will once they approve it,
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we want an approved copy.
yeah. And they the county even gave them, I sent them a list of all the parcel numbers and all the owners that I got from the assessor. And then they went to one of their guys went to the county and got a list of everything that wasn't identified on our list, because there's some stuff that's like, it says it's owned by the chloride gun shop, but
Yeah, or
there is,
some
you know,
trucks.
yeah, right, you know. So they went back and the county gave them some additional information, enough so they could complete their survey, and they sent it off, so.
Are they gonna, in their work, are they gonna be able to give us any idea on how we set priorities or where to start work?
We will tell them where we want them to start.
How do we know?
Well, I think that we should start with the oldest properties. I don't know about you guys, but.
Well, I think that once we get ready to start, we will have a meeting with Civil Tech and get their ideas. And then we'll make a decision.
I agree with you, we should start with the oldest part of the system,
Yeah,
which is that direction.
Yeah,
that seemed to make most sense, but,
Mhm.
you know.
I know they were talking when we had that meeting, they wanted to work from the tank
Yeah, from the.
Tank down.
Yeah.
And start.
Yeah, some
you know,
of
going
one of the
going-
issues with
And I don't know the
that-
system very well, but they wanted to start, exactly, that's what they're,
tank that started.
they wanted to get through all that rock and all that hard stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's
first.
hard stuff up there, yeah. Yeah. But I think we'll sit down with, before anybody puts a shovel in the ground, we'll sit down and talk to them and see, get their feelings also. And I think you're right, Ron, that's their feelings, is start up
That's
there
what they said.
and work down.
And then they said they would map out
Yeah.
phases, the different
Yeah.
phases off of that, so that
Yeah,
way we
definitely.
had it, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean we still need to agree on it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah,
Well, that is where the oldest houses are.
Yeah, that is the oldest section.
yeah, yeah. So,
A couple of them I know are gonna be torn down. The last time I
About
talked to
damn done.
the assessor lady.
oh, yeah,
She
yeah,
had,
there's
she
gonna
had
be a couple houses
mentioned
tore down.
as an aside, you know, that there's
There
a
you
couple
can
places up there
Yeah.
scheduled for demolition
Yeah,
on Bullion.
yeah.
So-
And
And right
that's,
over here should be scheduled for demolition.
Yeah, there's a couple on
yeah,
Third
they're,
Street,
they're looking at several,
yeah.
you know, but it just takes time.
There's one down by me should be scheduled. In fact, there's a couple of them.
Oh,
Yeah, well, they're working on that one drastically too, so.
We could put on some county uniforms and.
I'll take my little blue tractor down
Do you
there.
have any red paper?
Yeah. Okay, anything else on the critical infrastructure? Anybody have any more comments? Okay, the generator project, I think we've probably discussed it,
Yeah.
out, up the whatever, and,
Does this still need to be on here every month?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably.
It's just a progress thing. I think it needs to be on there. I've got a couple pictures. I'm gonna keep taking pictures every couple days, and then we'll have a file of pictures just to put in the scrapbook. So, okay, there's no old business, or no new business, so
Can I
I'd
get
like a motion and a
There is?
second.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're just about ready to do it.
Okay, motion and a second to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, no,
No.
sorry, you guys didn't do a motion to continue to table the discussion on generator.
I know
Oh.
we need the generator
Do
critical.
we need to make a motion each time, or that
Yeah,
was just a
you do.
standing item?
Can't you make it as a standing item, motion? As long as they're working on it and it's not done, that it's gonna be on the report, or monthly report. And then the day
I
that they're
don't know.
done, you should be able to.
I think so.
I would think so.
And if we all agree about, all right, how about, never mind.
I motion to table the generator.
We'll table all this stuff in old business until next time,
Yeah.
until next year.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right, now, you major.
Okay, did I get a motion to adjourn
I
in a second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure.